What's going on, guys? My name is Rob, also known as Checked Out, and today we're going to be talking about the YEEZY 350 blue tint that is going to be dropping on YEEZY Supply this weekend. Specifically, I'm going to be going over your task setup and what you should be running. So this video is going to be specifically about your task setup and what bots I would be running if I was running. On a side note, I'm personally not running because I won't be home, or it's looking like I'm not going to be able to run. I might be able to RDP and run my bot, but I'll play it by ear. But I will not be at a setup like this making a video for a live cop, unfortunately. But here is the setup that I would run if I were to run. You guys already know all this information is going to be posted into my Discord, so make sure to join that if you are new to reselling and you want to get into it. If you want to get into botting, all that stuff, that's what we specialize in. Beginner resellers, beginner botters. You guys know the deal. Link in the description if you want more info. Let's get into this video. So for the video's purpose, I'm just going to be doing it on Prism. So obviously make up a YEEZY Supply task group. The SKU is B37571. You can get that off of the YEEZY Supply website. So all you have to do is just go into Google, type in YEEZYsupply.com, click on the shoe. Unfortunately, proxy banned or whatnot, but you can still see the SKU right up here. It's just the number at the top. Let me move my face thing. There it is at the top. So guys, just copy that number and then put the SKU or link into your product ID. I believe for Prism it's SKU, but I'm pretty sure for Mech you have to use the link, so just make sure you do what your bot says. Next up, you're going to want to pick up your monitoring proxies. I use Resis to monitor because sometimes my ISPs are banned, whatnot. For YEEZY Supply, it typically changes. Sometimes ISPs are king, sometimes they don't do well, and Resis are better. So definitely use ISPs and Resis for this drop, as there's definitely going to be a lot of hype around this release, and a lot of bots are going to be running really heavy. So ISPs and Resis. Don't go crazy on ISPs though. Pick up like 25, maybe 50 if your budget allows it, and you could find use for other. But I personally don't really invest heavily into proxies anymore. As of recently, there's just not too many drops where you would need like high quality proxies. As of recently, everything's been able to manually cop except for YEEZY Supply. So cop the resources that you need. I'm just saying ISPs and Resis, you're going to need both. I typically use Wolves Resis. This is a known fact. I've been using them for probably like 6 months and they always tend to work for me. For capture settings, make sure you're on default, right? So make sure that during the drop you have a harvester with a 0.9 one-click Gmail. I'm going to get into that more in a little bit. And then for scheduling, if you were to schedule it, just pick the time and date. Sale should start at 9 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. All right, let's start with tasks. So just head over to create a task profile group. I have all my YEEZY Supply profiles right here. At a delay, just leave standard delays. That doesn't matter. Task quantity, you typically want to run in what I call like the ratio, and I got this big from when Dashi used to be a big bot in the botting community. Typically they would recommend about 75 tasks per one harvester, so that would be a ratio 70-1. And so while I'm not too sure what Prism recommends, I'm pretty sure they recommend like 5 one-clicks and you're good for X amount of tasks. But for me, I typically try to like space it out. All right, so like if I'm gonna be running a total of 180 tasks, I'm typically gonna want at least 2 harvesters. You don't want one harvester doing all the work for like 1,000 tasks, because then as each task tests the Gmail will diminish in score over time, like over time during the drop. So like over a 5-minute period, and then you won't pass queue and then you won't be checking out. And if you didn't know, you actually need a 0.9 score once the sale is live to not only pass a queue, but once you cart, you get V3 tested again, I'm pretty sure. And if your V3 score is low, you're not going to be able to check out. And that's what leads to a lot of cart empties and max cart attempts. So again, for proxies, residentials or ISPs, run both of them if you have both of them, but if not, then just focus residentials. So definitely filter your sizes, again, from sizes like 5 through 13, maybe even 14, because you don't want to be that one person who ends up hitting the boat shoe, which is like the size 17, and then you're kind of stuck with it because you ran random. So I'd say to be safe, definitely put in like the extra 10 seconds just clicking the sizes. And so yeah, this is what your task should be looking like once you create all of them. I just generated 180 real quick, guys. This really isn't too hard. The main part is the proxies and the Gmails. And so what I mean by Gmail scores is you can either go to AYCD, Code Essentials, whatever you have. I personally use the Prism Inbot Tester, and you're gonna want your Gmail score to say 0.9. And if most of your Gmails are testing 0.9, then that's how you know that they'll be good. Make sure to test them a few days before the release day, because if you do test them on release morning it will lower your score inevitably, because you are testing it, and we know that testing lowers scores. So don't risk it. Test it a few days before, keep them farming and whatnot, and you guys should be good. So yeah, guys, some pretty simple stuff. If you guys are wondering where I get my Gmails from, I haven't bought them in like months. Like, I'm talking like 6 months. But when I did used to buy Gmails, I did get them from oneclicks.shop. I do not have a discount code. This isn't promoted by them, but they're the goats, 100%. You can also use your personal Gmails if you've been farming and you kind of know what you're doing. Then you can kind of save money and take advantage of that. But besides that, guys, those are the Gmails that I've been using. Proxies, again, Wolves Residential. If you guys do have Stellar, you might want to check out Stella. They're decent. Diamond Proxies is another one. Guys, these proxy companies all get their products from the same person, so it doesn't really matter. Like, you could just pick one or two and be good. So it's really just to whoever offers the cheapest price. And you know, like at a certain point, there's definitely a difference in proxy quality, but at a certain point, you're just buying from the same overall wholesale provider. So once you figure out like the proxies that work for you, you can just stick with them. So yeah, guys, that's about all I got for you today. If you are new to bonding and you really want to get into it, or you're not too sure why you're not hitting, definitely you guys should look into purchasing my How to Sneaker Bod class. It'll take you from start to end and teach you how to hit on hyped releases such as these. It has some pretty good reviews. Everybody who gets it has been telling me that it helped them start their botting. And not to mention, it saves you so much time and research, since all the information is literally in one spot. So definitely consider it if you want to start botting. But for now, guys, that's all I got. Have a good day and good luck.